Hey everybody, and welcome to The Interviewer! So I have not made a video on my channel for a very long time, probably about 8 months or so, and last interview I did was actually about 2 years ago. So the increase in quality is probably significant, thank you. But today I'm here with an incredibly special interviewee that I've been trying to get an interview with, and I've been trying, this is my dream to do for the last 3 years or so. Please welcome Miss Claire Corlett, voice of Sweetie Belle from My Little Pony.
Hello! Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, thank you so much for joining me. This is literally my dream come true right here. Like, everything has come to this point. It's so amazing to have you here.
I'm flattered. Thank you very much. I do think you should have a better dream, but I'm flattered.
I have many dreams, thank you, but this is definitely right at the top there. This is like top charts right there. So, let's start off. What do you do for a living? What is your passion in life?
My passion? Well, that's a slightly different question. My passion is creating and telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my job currently is both a voice actor and an on-screen actor.
Mm-hmm.
I've also done some gigs for editing and filming video projects, that sort of jam. Mm-hmm. And I've also wrote a couple things. I have written. Yes, for skits and such like that. Also currently in the works. A lot of interesting projects that hopefully get picked up that have to do with animation and on-screen stuff. So we'll see about that. But always a starving artist. That's the best description, I think.
Why did you choose to be a voice actor or voice actress? If you know it's your passion to create things and whatnot. So is that why you started becoming a voice actress?
Well, funny story, actually. I think I've told this before, so if you've heard it already, just ignore. But I think what really happened was my dad was a voice actor when he was younger, and obviously when he was a parent, and he had me and my older brother. And so both of us were obviously intrigued by our dad's profession. And then when you're a voice actor and, you know, someone sends my dad some regular audition that also happens to have kid parts that they're trying to cast. Yeah. He kind of brought both of us in and said, oh, well, I've got 2 kids. I've got a boy and a girl. They both know how to kind of act in a way. I mean, my brother was really good at reading. And then I couldn't read at the time, but I could do the energy of like the character very well and stuff like that. So I definitely, you know, I lacked in some areas and then was probably better in other areas, but
that sounds like
basically, yeah, I know everyone's got their, you know, little pros and cons list of things, but it basically started because my dad just got some email where they were looking for kids, and he said, oh, well, I've got 2, and sent both of us in for something. And then eventually he had his own cartoon, which is where I got my first actual gig in when I, you know, actually could learn how to read at that point.
Which cartoon was it?
This was Being Ian. It's a show based off of his life. I'm not sure how many seasons. I feel like it's 1 or 2, but I could be wrong. It could just be 1.
I haven't heard of it before, so it's probably 1
it's
or 2,
it's a very Canadian show. I feel like people in Canada would know. Growing up in my era, if you're like 19, 20, maybe
yeah, I'm 19. My birthday is
even.
actually in 4 days. My 19th birthday is actually in 4 days.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. We're very
close.
So
this is technically a birthday present to myself.
Oh, I'm happy to be a part of it. This is my belated birthday gift and your early birthday gift.
Yeah, well, I'm glad this counts as a birthday gift for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What age did you start this voice acting, whatnot?
I think I technically started when I was 4, and then I might have gotten my first job when I was 5. No. I think I was 4. Let's say 4 because that sounds more impressive. I think. The younger you are.
Is really like 4 or 5 is really impressive. It don't matter which way you cut.
True. Yeah. I'm very, very lucky. Like I I'm not at all, sometimes I come across as a very narcissistic,
Hmm.
high up individual, but I am the
If it helps,
narcissistic
if it helps,
part.
I've never taken it that way. I've never,
Oh,
yeah, you've never come off that. You've always seemed very sincere to me, very,
maybe that's
very
my
nice.
my online personality. Really, I really don't get the words sincere and my name in the same sentence, but thank you.
Well, I mean, you seem very nice, and that this is one of the reasons I like doing interviews is because I get to see the person behind their channel. I get to see them away from all their usual camera antics and everything like that. This
That's
is
true.
yeah, it's
That's
like a
very true.
personal kind of thing, and your fans get to see it too. They get to see what kind of person you are when you're away from your own video and stuff like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like that is very uh true across the board for anybody who is remotely, I don't know, even I'm not saying I'm not a
Hmm.
regular person, but like even anybody that has a social media account pretty
Hmm.
much, you there's got to be a certain level of um cons
Professionalism.
yeah, professionalism and like consistency in things you post and how you post them and what you choose to portray about yourself because it's
Hmm.
never the full story.
Yeah.
It can be really close, but it's never
Yeah,
the full story.
everybody who's
Even
online always hides something, and then when
yeah,
you meet them in person, then you kind of get to see a little bit more of that, or when you do interview with them. Obviously,
yeah,
even now, we're both not portraying everything, because that would probably make both of us run terror. But it's,
that is true. That is also true. Yeah, I
but
think consciously or unconsciously, everybody's kind of hiding something if they own any sort of social media.
yeah, yeah. Especially when you're talking with somebody who you're not like close friends with, you generally have an air of professionalism around you in order to make
Right.
it so they're not put off by you or something like that.
Yes, that
Yeah.
happens all the time with me.
Uh,
I'll try my best to stay professional.
no, you're good. You can relax all you want. This is the relaxation area. This is the sprout random words from your mouth and see whether or not something sticks or if I run in terror, which I probably won't. um, is this the is voice acting and normal acting? Because you've done a couple of normal acting jobs, I believe. Smart Cookie as well was you were in that, I do believe. Um,
Yep.
yeah, you were one of the characters. Is acting, voice acting, normal acting, or skit acting, for example? Is this what you imagined you would be doing when you were a kid?
I think I started so young that I just kind of even with the smallest job of me screaming into a mic, that was the first thing that I did.
Hmm.
That like I don't think I ever thought it was not a possibility to do that for me or some sort of entertainment. And
Hmm.
I think even when I was 4 or 5 or whatever,
Hmm.
because I got into it so early, I never it's not that I couldn't, but like I never thought of doing anything else because I was like, hey, I like this. I love being the center of attention. I love having people watching me. I love acting. I
You
love
love being
being
able
a
to
different
scream
person.
loudly.
Yeah, if I can get paid for screaming my whole life, oh, I am set. I would just love that. But yeah, I mean, I think I've always wanted to do something to do with entertainment. Maybe it wasn't
Hmm.
super clear early on. I think I definitely wanted to be a voice actor when I was 5 because my dad was, and I wanted to be
Hmm.
like dad and all that sort of stuff. And then when I grew up a little older, when I was like 11 or 12, I started getting into on-screen acting, and then I realized I actually liked that more. And yes, you're correct, I was in Smart Cookies,
Hmm.
and I've done a couple of other things, but it's really hard to just get cast in things. Like,
Hmm.
here's me complaining about, getting acting roles or whatever. I've got some really amazing ones. Obviously, My Little Pony is
Yeah.
incredible for voice acting.
Hmm.
But for on-screen acting, it's really difficult when you're living in Vancouver and people think, "Oh, the Vancouver acting industry is like so big, it's so great. Like, why would you want to be anywhere else? If you grew up there, you're so lucky to be there." And I'm like, "Okay, true if you want to be a PA or
Hmm.
if you're a catering company
Yeah.
or if you're willing to be like a boom operator or an editor or that sort of thing, but all the actors are literally from anywhere else. Like there are so little projects in Vancouver that actually get cast with Vancouver actors,
Yeah.
And when they do, they're, no offense, but they're kind of trash movies or TV shows that either don't turn out very well anyway, or they're just very poorly made or written, or, you know, and that's just really unfortunate. But I love Vancouver as a city. I love living in it. I'm actually not there right now. I'm in Los Angeles. But I also really love Los Angeles.
What are you in Los Angeles for?
I just have a couple of meetings, and my dad and I are going to leave here to actually go to GalaCon for 2018. So I don't know when you're planning on, you know, uploading this interview, but people should know that it's happening soon. So if you're
absolutely, if you're in GalaCon
in
area,
Germany,
if you're in Germany, go and see her. She'll be at GalaCon, so you know, go high five her or something.
Yeah, walk up to me, give me a solid high five.
Yeah, not one of those flimsy high fives. Don't just tap it. No, you gotta slam that high five.
Yeah, gotta get a good high five in there.
Gotta make her hands sting from how hard you slap.
But yeah, to actually fully answer your question, I think I've always wanted to be in the entertainment industry and business in some way, shape, or form since I was very young, at a very young age.
Yeah.
And I also think that now, especially the last couple of years of high school, and I'm going into my second year in university in September, so I think I've had a lot of time to myself to think about what I really want to do. And I really like creating things and creating show ideas and skit ideas for now would be probably suffice. But I would really like to make my own TV series. Ooh. Or my own movie. I mean, I'm going to do that at some point.
So like a director or a screenwriter or
both.
Oh, nice.
I'm really interested in everything except for kind of the producing side, because I'm really bad at math. And I took a producing class in first year university, and it was not as great as I thought it would be. There were great parts to it, but I definitely could not be a producer.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good at the arguing side and the business of it, talking to people, networking. That's definitely something I really enjoy doing. But, you know, sitting down and doing the nitty gritty, dirty work.
You have other people
not for me.
That. You know?
Not for me.
You have other people who enjoy that stuff.
Yeah, we'll leave it to the.
Have you ever thought about doing a different type of career, like cooking or being a librarian, for example, which is what I'm going for, or you know, something other than entertainment industry?
I have thought of that. Again, I always thought that, like, in this sort of acting industry, I would be some part of it somehow. But if I were to go the complete opposite direction, I think I would be a teacher.
Oh.
Specifically, again, it's kind of cheating, but I think I would be a teacher for like theater or something, some sort of acting.
Just kind of wiggling your way into the entertainment area. You know?
I don't think I'd be smart enough to be an English teacher, depending on the age group that I was teaching. But I think I could definitely be a teacher either in theater or, I don't know. I love kids. Like, I love high school kids. That would be really fun to teach, but you'd also have to be kind of smarter than I am. Yeah. So
well, I mean, you seem pretty smart already, and high school kids, for the most part, are just really mean. That's the main difficulty. You know?
Yeah, I know. They really are. They really are. I'm so glad that I'm done with high school. Wow.
Yeah, I'm currently in college, so I'm in the same boat. So
yeah.
They're so much nicer in college. You know, you go in there, people look at you, and they're just like, oh, we don't care. You do your stuff.
People talk more, I feel like, because I don't know, maybe I went to a really small school, so maybe that's the difference. But I feel like in university now, there's just like, if you just sit next to someone and you ask them a question, like, they're not going to, like, 99% of the people will respond and not think that you're insane for talking to them, because I think everybody secretly wants to be, like, spoken to.
Yeah.
And they're just like waiting for someone to do it, and like, you should be that person. Don't just wait for it to happen.
And in like I go community college, but like when I'm there, I randomly sit down next to somebody and I say hi. Then they like open up to me, and it's really, really cool to see that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a fantastic experience to do that, especially if like the person you talk to becomes like instantly your best friend and stuff. It's such a cool experience, you know.
Yeah, it is. It's really great.
So let's switch gears a little bit here. What shows have you been in, and which ones have been your favorite ones to do?
Oh man. Okay, well, I think the average person, if they go onto IMDb, they can figure out what I've been in. But
Well,
I don't know if I'll remember all of them.
That's
But I
fine.
think the biggest projects that I've been able to be a part of, I guess, obviously My Little Pony.
Well, yeah.
I think that's the most popular one that I'm known for.
Mhm.
In terms of, yeah, let's talk about animation first, I guess. My Little Pony. I was in a show called 321 Penguins back in the day.
That sounds cool.
And I was also in Peanuts motion comics.
Really?
Yeah, it was way back in the day. I wasn't like the Peanuts and Charlie Brown stuff. It was just like it was I don't know.
spin-off of
I don't know.
sorts?
It was yeah, I don't know what I don't know. I was too young to actually pay attention and of course remember why it was, happening. But I played Sally Brown in that, which was really fun.
Ah.
And there's a couple scenes you can search up online, but I think it just came out as a DVD release and it was sent to people as a couple of it's kind of framed as a TV series, I guess, but it's more like webisodes or something.
Yeah.
They're really short, I think. I haven't watched them in a very long time, so my memory could be really bad with that. But
Very good.
yeah. So
wasn't
Peanuts
another one
motion
called
comics.
Dinosaur Train or something?
Yes, I was in Dinosaur Train as well. And still am. As Tiny Pteranodon. I know a lot of
Such a
kids.
cute name.
I know. I love that show so much. I love everything about it. I love the people who make it. I love the people who are in it. I love the final product. It's just so cute, and it's such a great thing to talk to literally any kid about, especially in America. Someone has young kids, or if you talk to the kids themselves that are I don't know, I babysit a couple of kids, but in that sort of age range, if you just ask them oh, do you know Dinosaur Train? You watch Dinosaur Train? They're like, yeah, I love that show. And I'm like, that is so cute and so amazing.
Kids have the best reactions to things. You ask them
They
any
do.
question and they just fire away at you.
I love kids. Kids are so cute. I was also in a cartoon called Bob the Builder, but it wasn't the one that we
You were in
watched.
Bob the Builder?
But it wasn't the one that we watched as kids.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like the new version. Now it's out.
Oh, it's like
And it's
2017 Bob the Builder? Or
Yeah, pretty much.
why
Or
would
maybe
they
it was
remake
2016.
that? I mean, it was a good show, but it's
Well, what
Bob
happened
the
is
Builder.
I know, because we grew up with the version, I will assume,
Yeah.
of
Can
it's like
we build it?
claymation.
Yes, we can. Yeah, the claymation thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it had claymation, and it was really
It was
a
really weird
cool
looking
looking.
show. Yeah, it
And
was cool but weird.
now they have a completely different type of animation, obviously. And it's actually the British version, and then it got so popular that they wanted to dub it and give it to the American and Canadian children of the world. So they dubbed it, and now this is the thing. It was in English before. They just had English accents.
Yeah.
So the network decided, I think it's PBS actually. They just decided oh, well, we're gonna just change the accents, and we'll have the same storyline, the same everything. We'll just dub it. So they dubbed it, and then there's a bunch of people that probably everybody else knows in Vancouver dubbed it, and now we're part of the American / North American version of Bob the Builder now. So that's cool.
That sounds like a really exciting project to be on.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm not sure. I mean, I think it says. I don't know when it came out. I feel like this dubbed version. I'm not sure how long it's been going on for, but it's still pretty recent.
I would
think
probably say within the last 2 years or so, probably.
Yeah, and then I was also in a couple of movies with Barbie and her sisters types of movies, like Barbie and her sisters, the Great Puppy Adventure, Barbie and her sisters Puppy Rescue.
Yeah.
Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail. Puppy Chase. There's like a bunch of them. There's one with dolphins too. I think that's the most recent one. Dolphin Magic.
That sounds very
something.
strange.
Yeah, they're really fun though. They're really fun to make, and they're movies, so that's a good chunk of time out of your life, which is very fun. And then I think that's kind of it for main animation things. And then for on-screen, I've done, of course, way less. And they're mainly just little snippets in episodes or movies. Yeah. I was in Smart Cookies. That was probably the movie I actually had a real character in. But that was years ago. I also recently did a character in Before I Fall, which was a movie that came out in theaters, which was really cool to see me on the screen for literally 0.2 seconds, but still very cool. That was a really fun set to work on and kind of watch and notice things about. That, of course, stars Zoe Dutch and Logan Miller and Halston Sage. Yeah. And I want to say, what's his name? Diego Boneta. Cool. All those people have been in like a lot of other movies, so it was really cool to see them in person and realize they're real people. And then recently,
they're obviously real people.
Yeah. But you just never.
Yeah, getting to know them, it's like, whoa, you're a person.
I know. And that was a really fun set to work on. And then I think most recently there's a TV series that just came out called Siren. Oh. Like, wee Siren.
Yeah. Like not the Greek sirens.
I know, but I'm just wondering, I don't know why people say it weird to me. It's like, every time I look at the word and I go Siren. Siren or Siren? Like, it's so weird to say that. I don't know why. It trips me out when I say the word. Yeah. But that's like a mermaid thriller sort of thing. I was in the first episode. I screamed at my brother, which, fun fact, is actually Finn Wolfhard in Stranger Things. His friend and also bandmate now. They have a band like for young kids called Calpurnia Official or something. And the drummer in that band was my brother in that.
Oh, that's cool.
Show, which was really fun. And it was a weird, wacky concept. Not weird. It was not weird or wacky. What am I talking about? It was like it's a thriller. It's a really weird. Why do I keep saying weird? It's a really cool
entertaining
concept. Yes, thank you. Entertaining concept. New. It was very new. It was very new to me.
There you go.
I think that's about it though for now.
Yeah. So considering probably most of the people who are going to be watching this are either fans of YouTube or fans from MLP, I'm going to switch a little bit to the MLP side here real quick.
Yes, sir.
How did you audition for MLP? Did you audition for a bunch of characters? Did you just, ask somebody if you could audition there, or what happened there?
I didn't. I think I got an audition like through my agent, which at the time I believe was my own father. And at that point I was getting auditions for a number of things, not all the time, but I've already done some stuff at that point in my career, might I say. Yeah. Which was, we've done Peanuts at that time, and I don't know why I said we. Oh, I know why, because Michelle Krieber was also
She was in there
Peanuts.
as well?
Yeah, she played, which one is it? It's called Lucy. Lucy. And she played, we were in the same, it was just a bunch of like actual authentic kids doing the roles and voices for those roles. And so we knew each other previously. And then we did My Little Pony. Once we figured out that we actually got the part, we were like, oh, I know you. And it was really weird because I don't know anybody at that point. I'm like 2 years old or whatever. Not 2 years old. I would think I was like 7 or 8.
That was like 8 years ago.
I just like, I don't know anybody. How am I supposed to know people? But then I recognized this kid and I was like, what the heck are you doing here? And she was like, what the heck are you doing here? And I was like, I'm in My Little Pony. She's like, me too. And I remember thinking when I got the audition, I was like, I don't want to be in this show. What's for little girls? At that point, I was a little girl. I was like 8 years old. Yeah. At the absolute oldest age, I was 8. And I thought in my own brain at that age, this show's for little girls. I don't want to be in it. And I'm really glad that I got that part and that nobody heard me say I don't want it. because then my life would be completely different now, and I
We
probably
wouldn't be
wouldn't like it
talking, you know?
and we wouldn't be talking
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I
So
mean, we might have been. Probably would have found you one way or another, but
I actually auditioned for Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle, but
ah,
at that time I think I sounded more like a tomboy kind of character. So
mhm.
I was like, "Oh, I totally have Scootaloo in the bag." And then they were like, "Oh, you got Sweetie Belle." And then my dad and I were both like, "Huh? Okay." And then I went in and then
Mhm.
started doing it. And then
Ah,
that's about it. But
mhm.
yeah.
There's been a little bit of speculation. I think what season did you start singing for Sweetie Belle? Because I think Michelle was doing the singing for Sweetie Belle for like season 1 through 3 maybe. Did you
She
do anything?
was.
Mm-hmm.
I've been singing for the character. This is the thing that is really funny to me. Like people that like love speculating about this sort of stuff, there
Mm-hmm.
are answers. Like you can literally go to IMDb and find it in like 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But these people, they'd rather just think to themselves
Mm-hmm.
that like they're right and they don't want proof. Like they just want
Yeah,
to have themselves. I don't know what it is. But anyway,
yeah.
I've been singing for Sweetie Belle, my own character,
Mm-hmm.
since season 4.
Mm.
So basically the first song that I sung for was Hearts as Strong as Horses,
Yeah.
and everything after that I've also sang. So if that helps
Mm-hmm.
people understand the timeline sort of, I sang for Hearts as Strong as Horses until everything that's come out now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. I mean,
Uh,
yes, not
yeah, I
basically,
love the
yes.
Hearts and Hooves song. Do you work with oh, what's his name? The music guy from
Daniel
LP.
Ingram?
Yeah, Dan. Do you work with him for these songs? Does he give you
Yeah,
lyrics or? Oh,
yep.
cool.
He basically what happens is they'll send you an email probably a week before your song is gonna, be recorded
Mm-hmm.
and take place. And that's also normally the same day that you record the actual episode and then you sing
Okay.
after. And what happens is they send you sort of a demo that most of the time Michelle actually sings for, so I get to hear Michelle all the time.
Ooh.
And so they'll get someone to sing the demo and you'll listen to it and you're like, oh, that's my part. And you'll look on the lyric sheet that they also send you.
Mm-hmm.
And the lyric sheet also is like a music score sheet as well. So you can
Okay.
kind of see the notes of the piano and
Ah.
such and like the melodies.
Mm-hmm.
So you read those or you see those and you kind of just go with the flow, like listen to the song as many times as you can. Try and pick out the harmonies that you'll have to sing after the melodies and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And then for me, it's really easy to just listen and listen. And it doesn't even matter what the lyrics are because you can read them in the
Mm-hmm.
session. But you just keep listening and listening and listening on repeat until it drives you crazy. And then you realize, oh, I have it down, I think,
Mm-hmm.
by now.
Do you do
Yeah.
the singing with all like the two other ones? Like when you do group songs like Hearts as Strong as Horses, for example, do you do them in the same room, all three of you, or?
We do them all at separate times, actually.
Oh.
I've worked on other shows, like Dinosaur Train is
Mm-hmm.
the specific example I'm thinking of, where everybody sings sort of at once.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is very like individually focused,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is better because these songs they're a little more complicated to understand the harmonies, and it
Yeah.
probably moves quicker if you just let everyone sing it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That way, that means you're also recording each person singly as well. So when
Ah.
you have those like solo tracks, then you can, fiddle with the timing a little bit more, or if someone, didn't cut off at a certain part, you can cut that off instead. Like it's way easier to edit the
Yeah.
song afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also probably the reason for doing that. But yeah, we all record separately.
Okay. Do you have any particular favorite moment in MLP or favorite episode or something of that sort?
I mean, while we're on the topic of songs, I really love the episode where we get our cutie marks.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the songs in it. It's like its own musical, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember just like listening to each song, and I was like, okay, this is my favorite song, I think, of these. And then I listened to the other one, I was like, wait, no, maybe this is my favorite song. Like they were all so good, and I was
Mm-hmm.
so excited to sing them too,
Mm-hmm.
that I came in with like just a good energy went
Mhm.
out with a good energy. And I was like, this is gonna be great when people see this. And we had to be quiet about it for so long. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for this
If
to
I
be out.
remember,
'Cause
if I
I was
remember
humming the
correctly,
songs. I was humming the songs. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I don't know. Nobody would know, but like,
yeah. If I
yeah.
remember correctly, after you guys made that, like after the video came out, you like posted a video of you like jumping so high in the air because you were so excited you finally able to talk about it.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember doing that, but
Yeah, well,
that does sound about
it was
right.
either you or Michelle or both of you at the same time who did that. I don't remember which channel it was, but I'm pretty sure you guys had something along those lines. I was like super pumped up for it too because I was like waiting for it because if you
Yeah.
remember correctly, I don't know if you know this, but Michelle and Gabe made a song for like 2 years before that point of them like I think it was like On Our Way or something. And then like when that video came out, they released a second song which was the sequel to the first about the Crusaders getting their Q marks.
Oh, what was it called?
I don't quite
Second one.
remember honestly. You do you remember the first one though?
I don't think I know. I don't
Uh
think I would know the title, and I also don't think I would know. I don't know. For some reason, I mean, I listen to their music, but I just
yeah.
don't know specifically, I think, this point in time of what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, let me see if I can find it real quick. Sorry fans, I'm gonna take a little bit of a moment to find this song because is a super cool song. Oh, Here We Are is the sequel.
Oh, so what was the first one called then?
The first one was, if I scroll way back, Are We There Yet? That was it.
Oh,
Are We
okay.
There
Oh,
Yet?
then I
Yeah,
know what you're talking about. Yeah, those are
yeah,
like literally the two most performed songs, I feel like. Definitely the first one is.
yeah.
And I've also sang that a million times, so I just want to clear that up. I do listen to their music. I'm a huge fan, and
There you go,
please don't hate
Michelle.
me.
Yeah, there you go, Michelle. She
Um,
does not forget your music.
yeah. That okay, then that makes sense. I think I was told that before by both of them, and I just went out my head and
They're
didn't remember.
they're like, please listen
Um,
to our song. You're just like, I'll listen to it. 2 years
They don't
later,
even have,
what?
no, literally, they don't even have to ask me to listen to their songs. Like the moment they're out, like Gabe. This is the thing. Gabe never believes me that actually listen to his songs and like watch his YouTube videos. He's like, no, you don't. And I was like, no, you're just saying that because you don't watch mine. He's like, yes, I do. I was like, no, you don't. He's like, yeah, no, I don't. And then Michelle, of course, is like the opposite.
Mhm.
I literally, I mean, I listen to both of their songs,
Yeah.
obviously. But like her new album and stuff, we've been talking about it like nonstop. So she's like
Hmm.
definitely aware that I'm,
Yeah.
the biggest fan out there.
Yeah. My
But
my best memory, I don't know if you had the same memory of this, but my best memory is when she released I'll Fight For You. I was actually going through a rough time that day, but when she released that song, I got a notification of it on I think it was like YouTube or something, and I dropped my phone because that song popped up, and then I listened to like 40 times that day.
aw,
I was going through a way tough time that day, but when it came out, because like she'd been hinting towards it for like 2, 3, 4 weeks or so, and so
of course. Yeah.
when that video came out, I literally dropped my phone in anticipation before listening to it, and it is to this day one of my favorite songs, just because the feeling
Oh,
of it, the music ability that's there, it's so amazing, and their voices mash so well together too.
they do. They
Yeah.
definitely do.
I definitely want them, Michelle and Gabe, if you're listening to this, which I hope you do, because this is an amazing interview. She's an amazing person. I love you, Claire. Anyways, if you guys are listening to this, one thing
Thanks.
that one thing that I really like, your voices mash very, very well together, and I'm making a song which is duet. I wonder if you guys check that out, because your voices are probably the two best voices I've ever heard mashed together. I'm going a little bit on a rant. Sorry, Miss Claire. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been working on the song for 3 years now, and I've not been able to do any musical implication for it, and it's so frustrating because I have I've worked like 7 people on it, and just no one can get it. It's so annoying. But anyways, back to the interview. So sorry.
No, don't worry.
Yeah. What was your favorite interaction with the cast of MLP? Like any cast or any cast of any TV show you've been in, really?
Um, well, I don't know. Maybe we should talk about My Little Pony.
Yeah.
There are a lot of like every day something funny happens, and like more than 4 funny things happen each recording or whatever. But I think, I don't know, every time like there's a lot of people, like it's a full room and there's like a lot of the cast involved, which a lot of the time doesn't happen when I'm there, because my characters, my character in the Cutie Mark Crusaders don't really interact with the main 6 all that much, apart from our own sisters.
Yeah.
So most of the time, like Tabitha will always be there for me because it's Rarity, but like I won't necessarily be with like Andrea Libman, who's like Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie. So, but the episodes that we do record things together and like everybody's involved are so fun because everybody just plays off of each other, and it's a really great atmosphere, and everybody is laughing and having a good time. And I think probably my favorite, I don't know if I have a favorite like experience because I forget things so frequently. It's not even funny. But I don't know, just the mess ups of like people, especially when I think one time there was like an actual kid, although technically we were kids too, but we've known everybody for a longer time, and there was like a guest character that was a kid or something. Yeah. And I think Tabitha didn't want to swear in front of them. So she like flubbed up or whatever and messed up a line and went, poopy, poopy, pooper, pooper, and like totally tried to play it off like she wasn't about to say the F word or whatever. And like it's just like everybody does that, and like even I do that now because obviously I'm way more of an adult than I started with.
And once you get to a certain age point, you just start doing it, and it's like I cannot not do it, damn it.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of bad. I try not to unless it's like actually for comedic effect, but I actually made a bet with the one of the crew members on My Little Pony.
That's not good.
And I was like, I think I can't remember how it started, but I think I said something like, shipey poopy poopies or something like that, where it wasn't actually a swear word. And then he just was like, was that a swear word I just heard? And I said, no. And he always bugged me about like, are you going to swear today? And I was like, no, I'm not going to swear. And then I finally was like, okay, I'm going to make you a bet that like anytime, like for anything of My Little Pony, if I swear during the session or like outside of the session or whatever, if I swear, I will buy you along with everybody else in the crew a cup of coffee. And then he was like, okay, deal. And then he tried to make me swear like a couple different times after that. And then now, I'm not sure if he's forgotten about it because it was a really long time ago. But it definitely went on for a long time. And he probably still has it in the back of his mind. He's like, I'm just waiting for the day that Claire swears.
You see, if you make a bet with somebody,
I try not to.
If you make a bet with somebody, you gotta give them something else too. You gotta make it so they'll give you something if you don't, you know? You missed on that
I
too,
mean, true. But then if I never swore, then like I definitely wouldn't. So like there'd be, I don't know. I'm not sure if he'd be willing to put all that on the line.
He wants you not swear, so there you go. He wants you to swear. Sorry. Yeah. Speaking of people that you've been talking with and whatnot, do you have a favorite interaction with your fan base?
Ooh, or I was thinking about this, and I've had some really interesting and fun and funny experiences of people coming up to me and getting me to sign things like a pair of boxing gloves, a giant sword, multiple times someone has come up to me and they're not clear that they're like giving me a gift and it's for me. So I'll be like, what's your name? And then I'll start writing it. And they'll be like spelling it out as I'm writing on their piece of artwork or something that they wanted to give me. And they're like, oh, no, that's for you. And I was like, oh, no, what is wrong with me? And at the same time, I'm like, why did you say anything? Why didn't you speak? And they're like, I'm sorry, I didn't know if like, I don't know. I was just like, I was in the moment or whatever, and I didn't know if you would get angry or something. And I was like, oh my God, no, now I'm angry. But yeah, a lot of stuff like that has happened, which is kind of funny because I just laugh about it later. There's been some weird things that I've gotten. I mean, I think twice I've been asked to sign someone's arm or a piece of their body where they're going to get a tattoo of my signature. And I was like, I don't agree with this decision, sir or ma'am, but I guess you can do it. I mean, you gave me a voucher, so I kind of have to. But
yeah,
I was
if you want to
like,
go for it, let me just do that.
I mean, I was like, I just want you to know that this is not a good decision, because you're going to have this on your body for the rest of your life. But
I don't condone this behavior, but I will go for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe the best experience, the best one, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like allowed to say who this person is, like, so I just won't.
Yeah.
But there was someone who like came to my my booth or table or whatever when I was like signing one time, and I kind of had like nobody left. Like everybody left after my line after like a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
This was in Chicago, I think, at Winnie City PonyCon.
Nice.
And so this guy comes up to me and he's in a wheelchair, and he's like I'm not gonna say anything, but like he's very clearly disabled.
Yeah.
And I was having a hard time like not necessarily understanding what he was saying some of the times. But he came with some sort of guardian. I'm not sure if it was actually his mom. I think it was. And she was kind of explaining his situation. And just the story really, like, got to me. And he gave me his book, like, that he wrote about his story, which obviously I was explained to at the time. And I was just like, this is amazing, you know? Because someone can, like, just the My Little Pony fandom in general is so different than a lot of other conventions and a lot of other groups of people that, you know, enjoy the same show or enjoy anime, or, you know, they're really obsessed with Marvel or stuff like that. And I've seen some crazy videos of people running over other people to get to the lines up somewhere. Even VidCon. Like, VidCon's pretty chill. Like, I've never been, but like VidCon's pretty chill, but like I'm almost talking about, I don't know, I've seen things that a lot of it look like
violent.
People are just running, and people just, there's like the security is maybe just not that good or whatever, but everybody seems to be on the same page, I find, or I have found, with My Little Pony conventions, which is just the people that come there and the people that work there, and all of us are so happy to be there, and no one's ever like, you know, doing something they don't want to do, or like, I'm not going to say like held against their will. Yeah. That's just dramatic. But no one's ever doing something like super wrong. I've found personally, like with my experiences being at the conventions I've been at. So that's always been just the general convention atmosphere is also just my favorite part of going to conventions in the first place. And meeting people like that person I was talking about earlier, were just these stories, and they come from a million miles away and all across the world, and you can just meet these people in a matter of seconds. And they come up to you and they talk to you and they tell you their story or whatever. They ask you questions. They want you to sign something. Sometimes they just want to talk to you, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like, this is not what I signed up for whatsoever, but I love it. Like, I love talking to people, and I love just listening to people talk about themselves, or like their friends, or people they've met through this convention process too. Like, people just make friends, and they're like, hey, I can't share a room. Does anyone want to come share a room at BronyCon with me this year or whatever? And you can meet like 8 new people just by doing that, and like meet up with them, and then you can be friends for life. And I just think that is the most coolest thing about My Little Pony. And that's like the coolest fan / performer experience that I've ever like come across.
Yeah.
So
I
Yeah.
love the atmosphere that bronies give off. Like,
Yeah.
if you go to, like, most other conventions or most other fandoms, there's always an atmosphere that you feel. Star Wars ones, like, you get that atmosphere of sci-fi and fantasy and, you know, weirdness and stuff. You go for, freaking, I don't know, Nintendo, and you get, like, an atmosphere of, you know, cool fighting and stuff. You go to BronyCon or something of that sort, and you get, like, an atmosphere of happiness. It's like a physical atmosphere of happiness.
Friendliness.
Yeah, friendliness and whatnot. And I just think that's amazing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been to a couple conventions like as someone just going and attending. Like D23 is the most recent one I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like okay, and I love Disney. Like I love Disney.
Mm-hmm.
But I went and I saw all this Disney stuff and I was just like, okay, I think I'm ready to go after like 45 minutes. I was like, I'm not going to wait in any of these lines. I'm not going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do this. I just went in, saw the Star Wars Land like model thing that they had, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I walked out and I was like, I'm not going to buy anything here because it's too expensive. I'm not going to do anything. And I'm like, nobody wants to talk to you. Everybody's pushing you out of the way. People are like, no, you need a certain path to get in here. And I'm like, ugh. But yeah, I mean, definitely what you were just saying. Each convention has their own sort of atmospherical theme about themselves.
And I've personally never been to any convention. I'm planning on, I'm really hoping I can go to MLP convention at some point. Because as I said before, you know, it's been literally my dream to, like, interview with you or Michelle, or just to meet you at one point or another. And so me going to a convention is literally, one of the reasons I want to go is literally just to meet you and Michelle. That's literally one of my big reasons. Also, you know, the other cast members. But you guys are just amazing inspirations for me. Like, like my guitar playing, like literally my music playing, the reason I'm doing interviews is partly because of you and Michelle, and me doing my gaming channel, all the stuff like that. That's literally like super inspired by you guys.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the same goes to you. Like when I get feedback and stuff like this and people tell me stuff like that, like it really warms my heart, and then it makes me want to do better, you know, after this conversation and whatnot. It gets me really motivated and inspired to do better.
If I do ever meet you, though, fair warning, I'm probably going to have you sign my Build-A-Bear Sweetie Belle plushie. just
no
a fair
problem.
warning.
I'd love to. I would absolutely love to.
Do you have anything you wish to say to your fans?
Keep on rockin'. I think what I've said in the past is like, be yourself and find your passion, because like at the end of the road /day /year or lifetime, you will always be thinking and remember what you did for your passion or what you did about your passion. You're not going to think about the things that you wish, or you're going to think about the things that you wish you could have done. But if you just did them and in the moment, sort of, this is really bad advice, I just realized. Like, I'm not even speaking English right now. But basically what I'm trying to say is there are moments you come across in your life where you decide not to do something because you think it's maybe the better decision, or you're like, oh, both of these decisions are so like, one's really important and one's really fun. Like, should I just do the important one and get it over with? Or should I pick the one that has, you know, more money? Or should I pick the other choice that makes me feel better as a person and like I'm doing something right? Like, you might come across, or you will come across times in your life where you have to pick between huge things like that. And I always say, no regrets. You don't want to regret anything that you don't want to think back in your life and be like, I wish I did that, because you're not going to remember the things that you did do. You're going to remember the things that you didn't do. So if you can lower that list down as much as possible, then you'll have no regrets and you'll be a much happier person in turn. So
I love how you say that. I love how you say that. Regrets.
No regrets?
Yeah.
That's like the tattoo, no regrets. Can't have any regrets.
Yeah, and then our final question here, I always say this at my interviewers, just to add a little bit of fun to everything and make everybody, you know, at peace and whatnot. It's literally just if you can make your own planet, all right, your own planets inside your solar system and whatnot, and it has its own species or multiple, you know, types of species, whatever, what would it look like?
Ooh.
How would you
Okay.
build it? And this is going to your
Scheme?
writing. This is going to your writing mind. You know, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Your creative
the
aspects.
the dials are turning. Let's see. Color scheme immediately I know would be a bunch of blues. It would be light blue, dark blue, sky blue,
Pretty.
like lapis blue with like a little bit of shimmer in there.
Ooh.
I would also probably put a little bit of probably black or like really dark purple
Mm-hmm.
or dark blue. Um, Basically just blue. I think I don't know. Maybe I'd put a little bit of um, what color? Green. Just a smidge. I think it would
Mm-hmm.
look like a marble, a multicolored
Ooh.
marble that's about the size of Pluto. 'Cause Pluto's pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want it to be small. Only the most exclusive people could live there. Um, I don't know about in terms of like species. I guess if you're not going with humans, I'd probably create one of those like Spore characters, those characters
Mm-hmm.
from Spore where you can just like make something out of like a blob.
Mm-hmm.
And I would kind of make something to look like a kiwi because I love kiwis. I find them fascinating and they're so ugly but also really cute at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably get like a little skinny chicken leg, two-legged furry animal
That sounds
with a
beautiful.
beak. And I'd probably add some wings to it though, because kiwis should be able to fly. I believe
Mhm.
they should be able to fly.
Just
So
throw them
we'll
in
add
the
those in
air
there
and
as well.
eventually they'll fly.
And maybe I'll call them Iwix, which is kiwis backwards.
That's
Or no,
beautiful.
kiwis. Siwick.
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 Siwick?
Yeah, Siwicks. Siwicks
Nice.
are
Siwicks.
the species that live on that planet, and the planet's name would probably let's do something narcissistic. Probably like Corlo. Corlo.
That's I
Corlo.
love it. Corlo, the planet with the with the Swix.
Yeah,
There you go.
filled with Siwicks.
That's beautiful. All right. Well, thank you,
Sounds like they
Claire.
just
Thank you so much. This has
Yeah.
literally been a dream come true for me. So thank you with every fiber of my being. And thank you, fans, for watching her. You know, she's an amazing inspiration. And just keep what you're doing, Claire. And always do know, no matter what comes through your life, no matter what goes through your head, no matter what happens through your day, no matter how bad it gets, always remember that no matter what happens, you will always have one viewer who will always smile at your videos.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this. Go check out my other channels if you want some gaming videos and whatnot. That's what I'm primarily at. Go check out the other interviews in here if you guys are interested in these interview series. We have a lot of people for you to choose from. Writers, artists, voice actors, even producers and whatnot. So go check out those if you're interested. And go check out Claire's channel, of course, inside the description below. She's an amazing person, amazing artistic talents, amazing music. So yeah, hope you all enjoy this stuff. And we shall see you guys on the next episode. Auf Wiedersehen!